Okay.
The main person we're going to talk today is my grandfather, the father figure in my life, and his name is Terrence Shields, who was born October 27th, 1966, who is 54 years old, sometime in the afternoon. Here's some interesting facts about my grandfather. My grandfather's a hardworking man. If you need something done, he will do it for you, with the right price, I should say. My grandfather's like to work for free. If you don't pay him, he won't do it. So I'm surprised you haven't charged me for my car yet. My grandfather is a mechanic as well. My grandfather loved working on cars. Day in, day out. One day my grandfather wants to own his own car, I think it's a mechanic shop. He wants to work a 9 to 5. Things that he loved doing. So that's the thing he went to trade school for, but he didn't finish it, but sooner or later he wants to go back and finish trade school once he get done with all his debts and everything else. My grandfather know how to take a car engine out and put it back together hours later, because I know it takes more than like 2 hours just to put a car engine. I know. Trust me, I looked it up. Nothing issue about my grandfather. My grandfather's not my original grandfather, but he remarried my grandma and we stepped into the family. When he was 27 years old, my grandma was 32. At the time before I was even born myself. So back in like the early 80s to the 90s, before my other sibling was born. And my grandfather lost his one is my grandfather married my grandma. My grandma was pregnant, and they lost their child. So he thinks of us as his children of his own already, all 6 of us. And he was a father figure to every single last one. To me, to my other two sisters, and my other 2 brothers. My grandfather is a father figure in my life, because my father wasn't in my life like that, I should say. My grandfather is a kind man. He always loved helping people if they need. Doesn't matter if you across the world, if you was in Japan, Tokyo, if you told him, can you help me, he will be there instantly, fast as he can. My grandfather will help you do anything. Surgery, breakup, heartbreaks, funeral, wedding. He'd be right there with you, side by side, hand by hand. Help you any day of the time that you need him. And he will be there for you. My grandfather's a hardworking man. He wakes up at 5 a.m. to go to Walmart, to come home at 3, help my nieces out with their homework, even though you don't know what they're talking about. We haven't been in school in like 20 years, 20 to 30 plus years. So, he might be out the game and education wise, but he will help you need every time. My grandfather is a kind soul. He go to church every Sunday when he can, if he doesn't have work. He wakes up early in the morning, he pray, and he ready to start the day. My grandfather also lived by a quote. He great lessons learned through pain and failure, and also to never give up on anything, not nobody, not no person. He taught me the way to be a man. He taught me the ways, the lessons to learn how to care for your children and your family needs. That's the person that inspires me the most. His name is Terrence Shields. No matter what you're going through life, God will always be on your side. And that's the things he lived by the most. As long as he got his family with him and God on his side, he can know he can cheat through anything. And he knows anything is possible. He don't believe in quit. He don't like the word quit. So you can't say the word quit around him. Say the word quit around him, man will just walk out before you get treated. You won't get treated in a bad way, but you will get treated. And one more other thing is that if you meet my grandfather, he'll welcome you to a family. Doesn't matter, you meet him about 2 or 3 seconds. And my grandfather also loves sports. His favorite sports team, I should say his favorite player is Tom Brady. And his favorite sports team is the Bears. If Tom Brady was on the Bears, I would never hear the last day of it. Y'all won. And yeah. And my grandfather, if you're watching this video after I put it up today, I love you. Yeah, that's it.